Good morning. Good morning. Let's give it a minute for everyone to hop in here. Oh, need to mute my mic. There we go. All right. So, pre-market weakness. I was looking for a gap up, and now we're dropping down here. So, okay. So, SPY down 0.6%, Q's down 0.8%. A lot of weakness. SPY was looking for a break of that resistance at 437.34. Right, this is a big resistance. Rejected once, twice, 3 times. Created a lower high, higher lows. Was flagging very nicely here, but unfortunately, pre-market weakness. A bunch of numbers were not good, and we're breaking down. Now we're into this gap. We have a gap to be filled to the downside here. So gonna have to cut those positions. Right, take the loss on those, and we'll move on. But regarding today, we do have this gap to be filled. Wouldn't be surprised if we push towards that previous low from Friday, which is 429.88. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Qs, we have a gap to be filled as well. Right down. And again, same thing as SPY, pretty much 363.86 is that low from Friday. So we'll have to keep an eye to see if that can push down. If that starts to break, I wouldn't be surprised if we then push towards 360. If we take a look at the higher time frame chart or just a larger view here, rejected. It's continuing to make these rejections across the board at this trend line. So until it can break, then we might chop below. Okay, let's take a look. Rivian, I kind of do like to the downside. We could chart it like this now. Previous support acted as resistance, creating lower highs here. This is a nice bear flag, so this could totally break to the downside, down 1.7% here pre-market. So it looks pretty good for continuation to the downside, as long as it stays below this most recent high. Apple. You can look at Apple puts below yesterday's low, or yesterday, yep. So below yesterday's low, 176.51. If that starts to break, we can definitely look at puts for a move lower. I would say right around this region here, around 174. Tesla does have earnings tomorrow, so options are going to be expensive. So just make sure you are aware. Don't get IB crushed. You don't want to be playing that game. That is not a fun game to be playing. Do not want to play with implied volatility and all those volume crushed options. Okay, so Tesla, not really going to be looking at, although it is a pretty nice bear flag, right? Nice little falling wedge, bearish falling wedge right here. Should continue and push to the downside, but premiums will have to see what they're at when the market opens. But this is a nice pattern. This is definitely a nice pattern. It's something I would trade if earnings were on tomorrow. Right, here's the inverse chart. I mean, that looks beautiful. I would trade this every single time. Amazon sitting at this previous resistance, right? Previous resistance there. We do have a gap to fill right here to the downside. Not the best setup. Gonna look for something else. Shop still under this flag. It's rejected so many times. Once, a few times there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all right, almost 8 times now, 10 plus times total. Yeah, everyone drop a like on the video. I would appreciate it. Multiple bounces off this low here around 50.59. We're sitting right above. Again, this needs more time too. Let's see what else we got. Meta, nothing really. Coin, crazy move. Right, huge breakout on the news, and the more news came out, and we ended up coming right back down. AMD looked like it was flagging. Not really anymore after this gap down. We had 104.94 big resistance, which acted as a support a few times. We're pushing back below here. Yeah, nothing really here on the video either. Yeah, Netflix does have relative strength compared to everything else. Only down 0.02%. Excuse me. Oh, God. Excuse me. I have to sneeze. So, yeah, Netflix does have relative strength. But again, look at the overall chart. Huge weakness, right? Every high has been getting sold off. So, going long here is definitely a sketchy move. Google also kind of has relative strength compared to everything else, only down 0.7%. But again, right, going long on anything right now when the entire market's pushing to the downside is not the best idea. Not the best idea. So, I mean, if it breaks its previous resistance, 139.16, not too bad, but so. They have earnings this week. Yeah, they do. They have earnings tomorrow. Google has earnings on the 24th, so next week. PayPal, no setup. Microsoft, no setup. Square, no setup. Disney, no setup. So, not too many setups again today, guys. Not too many setups. I do like SPY, potentially, depending on how it reacts here. Entire market's pretty weak, right? Everything's red. Netflix is the only thing that's green right now. We have a gap to be filled here. So, what a good setup yesterday, though, right? And it's unfortunate that it didn't work out. But this is a setup I would take every single time. Resistance, resistance, creating a perfect flag underneath, right? We got that dip down, but buyer stepped in. Look at these wicks here. Buyer stepped in every time. If we weren't, if we didn't have data this morning, I really think this would have been great. So even though it's a loss, it's a win in my book. It's a great flag. I'll take that every single time. You just gotta make sure you're sizing correctly. I entered with less than 1% of my portfolio. So, should be down. It's probably going to be down 70, 80%. So, I'll be down, 0.8%, which is nothing. Meta. Yeah, Meta doesn't really got any setup here. It's down 0.75%. But there's really nothing here. Nothing there. Anyone see any other setups that they like? You like NVIDIA? NVIDIA looked good, but this gap down's kind of ruining it. All right, that we have the resistance there. QQQ on 1 hour. So I don't really see a wedge. this could be like a rising wedge there, but the gap down totally is avoiding that. You like Apple? Down 0.7%. Still not really many setups. Even on the lower time frames. Right? Tesla's really the only thing. So I'll watch Tesla puts, honestly. Do like that. You're in Tesla calls hoping for an ER run up, just one contract though. Make sure you're not, playing based off hope. Tesla is really the only setup I like to the downside here. But again, earnings is tomorrow, so premiums might be juiced. So we shall see. Oh, it's a nice little bear flag there. The video will dump hard this month, you think? Why do you think that? Head and shoulders on the daily. See, left shoulder head, right shoulder. Neckline is pretty brutal. Not really, actually. Yeah, I see what you see. I see what you're looking at. Intel. Let's take a look. Daily bear flag. And then you're talking about this. Something like that. Yeah, not too bad. The video rising wedge in 30-minute. Yeah. This gap down's kind of killing everything again. Muhammad's very bearish. You're riding Apple to 174. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's not bad, honestly. We could watch Apple below that low. Consider it. I will consider. But that's really it. So if anyone has any questions about anything, send me a DM, post a question in the Discord. And that's it. Gonna go set up the Zoom. If everyone could drop a like on the video before I hop out of here, I would appreciate it. I'll see you in the Discord.